You check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, only this time, it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy.
Nothing has brought me greater joy than watching the Walt Disney Company absolutely panic over the last few weeks. They're mad at South Park because they're making fun of their woke ideologies, constantly race swapping or religion swapping everything in their movies.
It's a brand new exclusive event with all your favorite South Park characters.
Dude, school is going to be so awesome today. I had explosive diarrhea all night.
I like big boobs.
Oh, hamburgers.
How does this even make any sense?
It makes perfect sense. I think the problem is you.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did. Because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor.
And she lived happily ever after?
Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine.
That's nice.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business.
Yeah. Weird.
Snow White did not appeal to me. This is because the actress who plays Snow White constantly acts like.
Weird.
I don't need your business.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
I don't need your business. Thanks.
Largemouth Rachel Zegler has suffered yet another severe humiliation. And South Park is turning up the heat this time. The renowned animated comedy goes all out in its most recent episode, mocking Zegler and the complete failure of Disney's Snow White adaptation.
The last time I had the dream, I was walking down the school hallway. And then I see Butters, and he's like, "Hey Eric, you want to see what my mom packed me for lunch?" And that's when I start to notice that something's wrong. Everyone I cared about has been systematically replaced. And finally I want to scream, and I'm like, why are they replacing every single character with someone who is diverse? But then Kenny's like, it's not our fault, it's because of Kathleen Kennedy. But then Kathleen Kennedy's just like, make it more lame. And everyone in town is like, no, please, Kathleen Kennedy, stop ruining everything. But Kathleen Kennedy is all like, put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more lame. And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like, no, what's going on with my stock? No, Kathleen Kennedy.
The episode's phony film woke White the Reinvention is the name of it.
You think it's perfectly normal that Cartman is suddenly a black woman?
You probably don't like that Indiana Jones got replaced by a female either, huh? Probably have a problem with Black Spider-Man, too.
The best part? They did it with that signature South Park swagger. No filters, no apologies, just pure, unfiltered chaos.
Have an issue with Black Spider-Man as well. Their characteristic South Park swagger was the finest way to do it. No filters, no excuses, just unadulterated mayhem.
No, make it more lame. That is exactly what they're doing. And that is why we hate the diversity, equity, and inclusion casting and writing in movies.
Indeed, that is just what you were thinking. A complete parody of Disney's pathetic attempt to update a beloved classic. Zegler is already drowning in negative press, negative comments from fans, and a box office failure that nobody can deny. Before she began running her mouth, the majority of people had no idea who she was.
This is no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple.
A wishing apple?
You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not, First Love's kiss can break any curse.
Online turmoil broke out after the episode aired. The parody's clips catch on quickly. Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. There were a lot of memes. Videos of reactions became viral. In the midst of all, Rachel Zegler.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
She didn't simply disregard it. According to insiders, She insisted that Comedy Central cancel the show. That's correct. She termed the entire thing slanderous, targeted, and dangerously humiliating, and she contacted her team to persuade the network to stop it. However, this is where it becomes even more embarrassing. Everyone wants a piece of Rachel Zegler, as if South Park's abuse of her on national television wasn't enough. She's now the most popular joke in Hollywood. The Simpsons recently joined the celebration as well.
Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight? Oh my god. Besides, took the words out of my mouth. Besides.
What the hell is even that?
Because right now there's more dwarves on this podcast than there are in the new Snow White movie. And that's probably due to Peter Dinklage.
Yep.
When I was a child, I used to think Snow White was a Japanese lady. She has geisha-like pale skin, black hair, and tends to 7 ugly white men.
Who's the Disney character you identify with most? Mickey, Nemo, Peter Pan, or Dumbo? Dumbo. That's sad, but yeah, like...
Well. How the turntables...
So will she rise or bow her head? Will she lead or just be led?
It seems like everyone in the industry is plotting to make fun of her, and Disney is powerless to stop it. You would think Rachel would keep quiet, but she doesn't. She's doubling down, which could be her worst move to date.
Oh, that walking made me sleepy. This bed's too hard. This bed's too soft. And this bed is just like the first one. Also too hard. I guess I'll sleep in the one that's too soft.
Now, hold on, because there are other shows besides South Park and The Simpsons. Jack Black is now at the core of the Rachel Zegler Snow White tragedy, which has recently reached a new level. Zegler was intended to be Disney's golden ticket, but rumors claim that the Hollywood titan contacted her right after her contentious interviews went viral, sending her straight into rehab. It should have been a once-in-a-lifetime chance to play Snow White in the reimagining of the movie that launched Disney's empire. Rather, it has become a crisis in one's career.
Because a woman shouldn't have to depend on a man. Snow White was brought back to life by a lady doctor.
And she lived happily ever after?
Well, she couldn't indulge in strenuous activities like handball, but otherwise, she was fine.
That's nice.
According to reports, Jack Black feels that Snow White's failure extends beyond Rachel Zegler's divisive remarks. According to insiders, he also holds Galadoo accountable, saying that both women gave stiff, unconvincing performances devoid of emotion and chemistry.
Whoa! She's beautiful.
Maybe she's been placed under some kind of a curse.
And all that will wake her is the kiss of a handsome...
I'm awake already!
Guess it's you and me again, doorknob.
So Snow White slept and waited for her prince to come, but he never did.
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
Sources familiar with the matter claim that Black believed the lack of on-screen chemistry and the lifeless performance were key factors in the movie's failure to connect with viewers. Bill Maher and Joe Rogan don't often agree, but they do have one thing to say about Rachel Zegler's purportedly woke Snow White adaptation. This could be among Disney's worst failures to date. When it became known that Disney intended to change the story of Snow White away from romance, the first warning signs appeared. They allegedly desired a more independent princess who didn't require a prince at all. On paper, that would seem innocuous. However, in reality, it meant disregarding a classic's essential components: the charming innocence, the romanticism, and the dwarfs.
You always want to tell a fun, exciting story. And every time I've ever made a movie, I go into it going, I want this to be the best movie ever made.
Or what?
They're leaning into woke. Hardcore.
They're petrified of some kind of backlash.
I wanted my money back. It was very disappointing.
Who wants a movie about true love? What kind of woman do we want out there seeking true love, Eliana? It's the outrage.
Every way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
They are pretending like Rachel Zegler is the first of them all when she looks like Lord Farquaad in the film.
The new Disney boss babe, who is Rachel Zegler, the inverse of happy.
So she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Suddenly, those who had intended to purchase tickets began to wonder if Zegler actually enjoyed the narrative she had been contracted to tell. Then it took an additional step. She had criticized a whole political bloc on social media, advising anyone who backed President Trump to leave and never know peace, according to old tweets.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?
You had one job.
Just the one?
Kalel, no. Max Lord, you're putting yourself and everyone else in grave danger. I need you to give me the stone. What happened to it? What did you say? So exciting. Very interested to find the men who bought those.
Why should I help you?
Because we're asking you nicely. Just tell me what it costs to get her away from me. Name a price. I'll buy the whole damn boat if I have to. Who are you? The lasso of Hastia compels you to reveal the truth. Now, who are you? But who? Enough. I said enough. As Amazons, this is our duty. You have no idea what kind of power you're dealing with.
In the meantime, Bill Maher, who is well known for his criticism of political correctness, attacked the absurdity of calling the prince a stalker and eliminating dwarfs in the name of advancement. Ma saw it as a prime illustration of how woke society overcorrects and becomes inadvertently hurtful, particularly to small-scale actors who miss out on big roles.
No, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
She's not going to be safe with the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love.
Oh my God.
Next came the subplot, or more precisely, the elimination of any romantic subplot. The central theme of the original Snow White is that love will ultimately triumph over evil. Zegler declared with pride that a narrative about a lady who dreams of a prince did not interest her.
She came out and took a large dump on half of the country, everyone who voted for Trump.
But you are not entitled to call for Trump supporters to be harmed. Like, you are actually not entitled to do that. And so let me just remind you, Rachel Zegler, of what the map looks like, just so you can understand when your Disney movie is coming out, how many people you are wishing harm upon. Like, this is America right now. I will love you through these 4 years as best I can. F Donald Trump. Yeah, totally stable thing for her to be posting, wishing harm upon Trump voters, wishing that we have no peace.
They say all you have to do to make your wish come true is let it echo, 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 echo.
It's awful, generic. Never mind that the lyrics make no sense at all. All you have to do to make your dream come true is let it echo. Is it like on a metaphorical level?
By emphasizing virtue signaling so much, Rogan and Maher both emphasized the same point. Disney ignored the clear reality that people attend movies to be entertained, not to hear lectures. They claimed that Zegler's personal attacks on a significant portion of the populace only served to fuel the flames. Why would fans pay to see the star on the big screen if she appeared antagonistic toward them?
These big bad feminists now are telling us that's ridiculous. How dare you want to meet a handsome prince and be swept off of your feet and live happily ever after? No, you should want to be the prince. You should want to go out and fight the bad guys with a sword.
Apart from Zegler's demeanor, the production choices themselves seemed like a recipe for trouble. The 7 dwarfs, who each have unique personalities, constitute the core of the original Snow White and are not just supporting characters.
A prince or a different kind of prince? I'm sure a lot of people will assume it's a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yep. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Instead of giving the dwarfs new details, Disney chose to either completely eliminate them or swap them out for computer-generated imagery of fantastical animals. Fans saw odd pictures of these alleged creatures, some towering, others short, as a mishmash of arbitrary shapes when leaks appeared online.
Because you just can't close your mouth. You just can't be sane, even when you do open your mouth. I think this girl does not deserve a feature-length film, but rather, she deserves to be in a padded cell.
Many said they lacked the unique qualities that made the dwarves so endearing, appearing to be cheap stand-ins from a forgettable fantasy film. Little person players were incensed, pointing out that each dwarf would have played a significant part that they hardly ever get to play.